Hello techies, I'm Divya here. On behalf of CyberBrainer, don't you think the world of tech is evolving faster than ever? Now is the perfect time to dive in and build the skills that will take you places. With CyberBrainer, we are putting you in the driver's seat of your own future. We at CyberBrainer don't just teach your interest. We believe that knowledge is power, but it's applied knowledge that truly sets you apart. Whether you're diving into data science, mastering artificial intelligence, or exploring the world of cybersecurity, our courses are designed to give you the skills that matter. So let's jump into the session and make the future yours today. Thank you.
Last time we saw how to run the standard reports, how to copy them and how. What does it mean to see the sold filter columns and all prompt and all those things enable safe parameters. Now we'll see the real part, like how to create custom report from beginning. Let's begin. We'll type create custom report here. The task is create custom report. We'll see different type of reports. We'll see advanced also. We'll see metrics also. Then we'll see composite also. Let's spend some time on the advanced report first. We'll say Blinkit new advanced customer report or customer invoice. You have different types here like advanced composite metrics, inbox search, simple transpose trending here. The majority of the ones that is used or being used by the companies are this one. Advanced composite metrics. Our focus would be on this three only because they hold 99.98% of value in all the implementations and post-go labels. You'll find all the report factors at once, composite and metrics only. We'll begin our journey with advanced. Enablers web service. What does it mean? If you want to import this report data into some of the studio tool, that time you would use this web service. Not before that. Basically, whenever you want to say, like I want to design a layout in studio tool and all those things, then only you will do this. Otherwise, you will not do it. Data source. This is the point here from which we'll create our report. If you just break the word or just read the word carefully, it says data source, the source of the data. We are trying to create a report on the customer invoice. We'll just pick customer invoice document here. Customer invoice. We do have customer invoice line, customer maintenance, customer invoices. Now we see very limited options here. Once I uncheck this now if I type customer invoice document. Customer invoice. There are many more now compared to the previous searches now. Let's see customer payment. We'll just go with the customer invoice then. Then we'll hit. Now the first tab here is columns, the reporting column. Just like in Excel, we have columns where we see the values, the heading and the value. Same here. This would be the heading and this would be the name of the value. First, what do you need from a customer invoice? Let's say we need a company name for which company this customer invoice is for. Company. Then what we need after that, then we would like to see, like, what is the customer name for that invoice? Then, what we would like to see? We would like to see the invoice date. I'm just taking random values here, but it all depends what the client needs. Then what else we need? We need invoice amount. There are different options here like net invoice amount, total invoice amount with sign also. Total invoice amount excluding the holding, total invoice amount with sign. You can put sign also negative, positive, whatever it is. Then we need net invoice amount. Because total invoice amount may have the tax amount, we need net invoice amount also. Then what are the other parameters? Then we need due date. Then, before this, we can see payment status of this invoice. Payment status for our document status. Then what else we need? We need the invoice number, the key thing. We got the invoice number, company, customer, invoice, date or invoice amount with sign, net invoice amount, due date and all these things. Perfect. Looks good to begin with. And then we'll see this sort filter again. Share as I repeatedly said last time also. Don't share report definition means that, apart from me, the creator, the initiator of this report, no one should be able to access this report. Share with all authorized users, whosoever has the on this data source. If you click on this three dot, it will tell you which security groups have the access to this data source. Apart from this, no one should be able to access this data source, then share with specific authorized groups and users. What does it mean? That even though they have like 25 people, out of these 25 people, I want to mention only 5 people who can access this report like that. Typically, we do this share with authorized users. Advanced enable. First, we'll see a demo of this also. Let me add multiple values. Then we'll see the demo of this in the freeze. First column here. Enable save parameter, which always save us whenever we want to run the report multiple times. These are present and worksheet are different tools. We don't need to worry about that. Temporary report. Once check it will be there for 1 week in the system and we'll hit now. Now we'll run this report. We have company here. Let's say Blinkit. Blinkit CrossFit. No need to put filter name here because we just have one prompt here. We can easily run this report. And see if you see there's a separate line here, which means it has freeze the first column here. Let me add few more where columns here and then you would see that this would be freeze. What we can do? We can put the invoice number on this first column. We can drag this like not sure if we can drag it from here. But if it had more number of customers, would it include all the customers or only just Reliance? No, it will show all the customers. Let's take some other company because typically we had only Reliance hotels. Let's take GMS USF. See, it has everything. And then we can see the document status, invoice date, invoice amount, sign, invoice amount, due date and all. Now we can do sort here also. If you see, just click on this number. Suppose you want to sort by the invoice number ascending, descending. Just click here and say sort ascending. It will ascend only. If you want to say descending, then you can say descending here also. Same thing inside the report also. You can do like sort alphabetically invoice numbers and customers. You can all those things. Now let me just add few more columns and then we'll see the functionality of this freeze. First column. And typically like REST, you can do practice to add more and more. Again, this is like something which client will tell you in which order they want to see values, what values they want to see. Nothing has to be done from your end, but you should know how to add values, fees and all those things. Now let me add some more values here. You can see accounting aid. Then and just number. Customer was adjustment. We can put anything we want. Now fill in this code. Still, we need some more consistent space here, but it will be easy. Like you can see now, there's separate drag column here and this separate drag fields here. The more you add, the more to drag on the hand side. And you can just scroll down to our inside. That's pretty much about advanced reports. Now I spend some time on the metrics report. We'll say create custom report. Report name. Then we'll say blink it for metrics. We'll select type as metrics. And for this we use general lines for financial reporting. This is a primary data source, guys. When it has already joined the company, except for when it starts, you will see the moment you get 10x and all those things. The majority of the report, of the composite report, financial reports, would have this data source. Majority of it, I can bet on it. Probably 96 to 97% reports of financial reports will all have this data source for general lines for financial report. We hit now. We'll see the difference, like how it looks in metrics and how it looks in advance. We'll spend more time on the composite. If you see here, the UI is little different what we had in the advanced report. We didn't have this column grouping optional, and then we didn't have the defined field. To summarize, metrics reports are more about calculations, mathematical calculations. You have limited number of scope, like here, we can add only 8 columns. You can call them 8 columns on. Just tells you here also 8 columns, only row grouping. Therefore, we could have 50 columns, also no restrictions. But here we just have 8 columns in metrics report. That's why we put only key fields here which we need. Now what are the key fields and how to put the details here? Let me show you. The first thing we can do is we can put leather account here. Then if you want to see further details by the company and the call center, and remember, everything should be in the same format. Alpha, click ascending, either descending or ascending, but has to be same for all. Now, here we'll add 4 columns here. In one column, we'll see the beginning balance. In one column, we'll see the debit credit and the ending balance activity. For that, we have different summation types. Here, count calculation percentile sum. We'll take sum. We'll take sum the moment you put sum here. Sum means the total of the field that we want to see the balance of. First, we want to see the balance of leather debit minus credit. If you type like this, suppose I want to see beginning balance, people do get confused. Like when I see beginning balance, if I just type beginning here. No. Beginning is the leather debit minus credit activity. And then we'll see a field, a prompt there when we run this report. That will give us the option that what do you want to see? Beginning balance activity or the ending balance. Here we'll say leather debit minus credit. Leather debit minus credit, that would. You will label it as beginning balance. Now, what would be the format? The general format which we typically use in all the implementations, this one zip, OZIP, this one, and the same format we use in all the formats here. We'll say again let debit balance, debit amount, only leather with a debit amount. This would be our debit amount. And again, format would be sorry, my throat is not good. Credit ledger budget. We should have credit amount. Credit amount, then same leather debit minus credit, and this you will mark as the beginning balance. We'll use the same format. We do have some options here, varied options. Percent of column total, percent overall total, show currency symbol. If you want to see the currency symbol, you can also do that. Show currency symbol, show currency symbol, show currency symbol. Now, you see, we don't have that many tabs compared to the advanced one, but we do have the share tab here. And it always has to be shared because in the composite report, you will see they don't have any data sources. They only pull data from the metrics report, whatever we are building now that we would use in our composite report. Advanced enable save parameters here, and then we'll go to prompts. I'll show you an interesting part here. Now it shows 0 prompts, that it has 0 prompts. But once we run this report, I'll show you what happens. And then how to bring those hidden prompts here. If you see many prompts, but there it was saying 0 prompts, how to fix it? It cancelled. And they were unordered also not. They were not in order. We'll just go here and link it first. Now that gives me an opportunity to bring you one more thing, that suppose it doesn't show your report that RPD abuse and still it's not coming, what to do? You have a task called added custom. Go to this one and say blink it. Just type the keyword in blink it and you'll find your report here. Don't be hopeless, like if you don't find your report, like by searching. Many keywords also go to this added custom. For some time it doesn't come in. Now we go to prompt and we see the hidden part here. If you click on this checkbox here, populate undefined prompt defaults. Now you will see 20 plus values. Let's give it a minute. See 21 prompts here. And we don't need all of them. Now, if you see here, few are marked by Workday itself that they are required. We cannot uncheck them. We cannot say, I want to uncheck this. We'll get the error. No, you have to mark it as required. Give me 1 second. I'm getting a call here. Now, if you see the other work tags here, like balancing work tags, you don't need them. We'll go to the second column here, do not prompt at runtime, and we'll click on the checkbox. Means they will not fail when we run the report. Word tags will not need them. Plan structure, we don't need them. Report effective date, we don't need them. There are many unnecessary values here, prompts which we don't need. We just get rid of them. And typically, yes, that's what we do all the time. If you want to keep the book, that's fine. Plan. Now, you see if I hit now, how this prompt will look like. Let's run this report. See how beautiful it looks like. Now let me put the values here. We'll say BGC amount type. This is the one. You want to see the activity. Activities like debit minus credit. That is called your activity. You just want to see the beginning balance and imbalance. That's how we'll get those balances here. Let's say activity I want to see. Ledgers actuals. I want to see Jan period. I want to see Jan 2023. Where is that? Where is that? Why it's not coming? Never mind, let's say this one. Time period. Like what is the range of time between that? You want to see data. I want to see the current period. Data means the period which I have selected, the current period. Current period, year to date, means till that period the entire financial year. Suppose I put December here, then if I select this option, means starting from January till December, show me the entire financial year data. Like you can see, current year also last 12. Periods also last 36. Periods of the period means months. Last 12 month data, last 36 month data and also from this date. That is very simple. If I put December here and I say last 12 periods, it will start from showing from January itself. January, February, March, whatever activity was there will show that. If I just say current period means whatever happened, whatever transactions happened in January, those transactions. We'll say BGC and we'll save. It doesn't have that much data. We'll say GBC here. And we get names here USA. This has some data here. See how this looks like beautiful. Whatever the cost center was involved in that transaction. We do have same as account because in the same as account, different cost centers were used. For this one, this was used and these are the balance. We had set activity, but it is showing me beginning debit credit. Activity would how the activity would come. There would be beginning balance, then there would be debit transaction, credit transaction. That's why it's showing everything. There we have 70,000, 70,000. Here, credit was nothing and the ending balance became 17,800. There was no debit transaction, 1,800, and this is how the balance is forming up. This is how you run it. Now remember, the composite report does not have their own data source. We need to bring this metrics report only as a base of that composite. But now you'll see in a minute what do I mean by that. Let me just go back. And let me now go to this. And remember you have to share your metrics report, otherwise it will not come. We'll say create custom report. And we'll say bring here composite report. It was like composite. See, the moment you select composite data, source is gone now. What is in the picture? The business object. And that has to be the key value. What is there in your metrics report? Leather account is a key value. Based on leather account, we can drill down further things and bring more values. We'll just say leather account here. We can add one more as say company. I'll show you the usage of that later on. We'll hit now. And see, you will just see an Excel sheet in a minute. Just like plain Excel sheet, but we have nothing here. These are columns, these are rows, just like what you see in an Excel sheet, typical Excel sheet. But now how to bring data? First column, if you just click on that and you get drilled down in this small arrow, you have defined different column types. Yes, it's a different column types. Control field means who would be controlling the entire data of this report. What would be the key value? That will be a leather account. We'll say leather account here. And by default, because we had given the leather account as business object, as you can see, we do have option, just like company also, but the typical 99% would always be a leather account there. We'll talk about this, options and all the things later on. First, you need to learn the basics here. And then once you are comfortable in experience, then try different options. Now we have the leather account. What next? Now I want to see the beginning balance of the company. I want to see the company here. If I just say define again one more control field here, I'll say company. And you will see by default will be the company because that's the only value remaining here. Then the next one would be again, I want to see the beginning balance, debit balance, because we want to play around with this sheet C. Composite practice can take you months also. It's not like you will learn everything in just one day or 1 month. It's about your interest and passion about reporting. See, every module have its own passion and interest, but a person, the more interesting will show, the more you will learn. I've seen people just doing practice for 10 days and after that they are playing. It all depends on the practice. We use a different column here. Data column here. You want to bring data. Here we say beginning balance. And now remember that sub-report, only metrics reports will come here. If I want advance here, blink it advance report. That will not appear. Only, what is the metrics report that will come here like this blink it first metrics report. The moment you do, it will show you the prompts also, which we had defined at the metrics report. No need to define the value here. We'll go ahead as it is. And we'll say and fill to aggregate. Remember we added 4 columns at the bottom of the report. Beginning balance, summarizing field credit amount, debit amount, ending balance. Same we'll use here also. Now, again, if I have to add 3 more columns again, I'll say data and all the same. What if I can duplicate this? You will see the benefit of the current duplicate this. It will duplicate everything here. We just need to change few values, save a lot of time. Duplicate. Duplicate. The first one is being balanced. Second column we want is debit amount. We can add it here. Not here, buddy. It's a little slow. Add it. And here we'll say debit amount. And here we'll keep the as it is and see how simple it is. Otherwise, we would have to type like any column, then give the report name. Then this will just come and then will come down and all of this thing. Duplicate saves a lot of time. We'll say debit amount here. Then this would be a credit. Why on earth you do this? We'll say add custom report because we have this thing with us. We know how to find a report. And we'll say blink it as we always say. Make the first come positive report. We'll see as credit amount here. Let's look at it. The last would be ending balance. Let's mark it as ending balance. You must be wondering where are those like filter columns and all those things prompts and everything. Where do we see it now? For that, here is our secret button here settings. This gear kind of icon. We call it settings and here we'll see that magic thing here. Where is it? It's here the setting icon. This one. Oh, let me show you again. Here, you need to click on it. Let it come. It's taking some time. Now see header photo. Column and prompts are shared once. Remember this has to be shared with all of our users. Advanced will enable safe parameters here. And prompts just to make sure that yes, we are the safer side. Hit on this prompt public undefined prompt default here. And it has only 6 values, which is good. Now let's run this report. And let's see how it looks like. Then we'll play around with this report. Like we can play around for hours also. But for now, let's do this. Let's say use it. A mime. Let's say activity here. Letter would be actual period was, let's say, Jan. Time period is current period. And name it Genesis. Report that. Let's run this report. We got only 5 items here. Nothing to worry about. We still send some data here. It's easy. Leather account company bringing balance. Debit amount, credit amount, any balance. Perfect. Now let's play around with this report. We can click on this name again. We don't see total column here. It's not showing the total here. We'll bring the total also by doing something at the row level. We'll color code some columns also. Suppose you always want to see ending balance, a happy balance in green color. What you want to do? And it doesn't apply to all the accounts. Just in case, like you want to play around. We'll say add it. You have to go to this. You have 2 secret options here. Like what is style? How do you want to style the column here? You have Workday styles and custom styles. Let's go to custom styles here. You can create your own formatting style also, like bold, blue font, blue filigree, all this double underline border bold. Just like your Excel things. Border bold text. Currency default decimal 2 places. You can put the decimals also like millions, subtotal bold thousands. A lot of things are here. Bold number, no grid lines. Bold number, triple indent, and all those things. Let's say bold. If I want to just bold out the numbers, I'll just say bolded. We'll say bold text or bold, that will be fine. And bold filigree. Let's put something in these options. This is an interesting one. Let's see all here. Hide column create. Now you see this option, create analytical indicator for report. I'll show you the best usage of this functionality. What it does. Let me show you. Visualization type. I want to see a flag. I want to see a flag. I'll put the condition also why I would see the flag. Red. Now let me put the condition. Under which circumstance it has to show me a red flag in the balance. And default visualization is no visualization, but we can change it. We can have a blue flag, green flag, red flag, purple flag will say red flag. I want to see a red flag. Default error text. Please reach out to Teresa if there is a red flag. Column reference. We would say ending balance on which it should work. Condition. Ledger amount is less than, let's say it's less than 25,000. It's less than 20,000. Show me a red flag. Again, as I said, you can play around with this as much as you want. It's a never-ending thing. And same thing we'll put here also. Now we want to see a total balance also. Let's do that too. And people who love data and they want to play around like star ratings and all those things, you can do it. Now we'll just bring row 1, a combined total of, we'll say dynamic data, combine the data of what? Ledger account. Rows are generated by using the controlling field present with the subgroup by which value. I want to see. Let's see. We'll go with the same approach here. It saves a lot of time. I think there should be a value which is below 25,000 for sure. Everything is in red here. You see, and the moment you bring your cursor here to show the help text also. Please reach out to tell yourself there's a red flag. See how beautiful it looks like it's got in gray color here. Correct. That's how you can play around. And let me see why this ending balance is not showing. Loving this functionality. I do love it. Let me prepare reports. Well, it has done the grand total formatting on this. No, know that we don't know anybody. Come on. Why is this slow? Let's wait for it, guys. Come on. series. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel.